and Cardi's probably going to give us a nasty message in the chat here, but I'll have to go. But yeah, Calvin Biggio, good call on that. That would have been the right pick. All right, let's see what we have here. Cardi will go with
Marcus Semien.
Marcus Semien. So he would have taken Swanson. He definitely would have taken Swanson. He was going shortstop either way. And he went Joe Musgrove. Franmil Reyes, the hitter. A lot of power. And you know what? I don't think he's got a bad batting average. I mean, he batted 275.
Do you think we can wait on him? Do you think we can wait on him and get a batting average guy and get like a Jeff McNeil?
Ray, what do you think?
You might be able to wait on. You might be able to wait on.
We can wait on.
Right. It's tough from this far from the middle, but
all right, we'll go Jeff McNeil. There we go. All right, if he goes though, then I'm gonna be upset. No,
no, he will come back around.
All right, but you know what? What did we need? We had
average.
Batting average. We had the power. So even though I like Franmil as a little bit better value than McNeil, we needed we just simply needed the batting average there. And McNeil, we can slot in either at second or outfield. I will probably use him in second base. I think I'm not sure if we can move it. I think it just does it automatically.
I think it does it for you. Yeah.
In some software you do. In the app, basically you can choose where. Depends on that. All right, you got Matt Chapman taking Kenley Jansen. So Ray, what do you need? You need a closer if they're available. We're running thin on them. Iglesias taken, Kenley Jansen taken. Are there any other closers that interest you that you would take in round 9-10?
Yeah, so the next tier is probably, it looks like for me it's Karinchak, Ryan Presley, and Kirby Yates. You know, Yates has the concern about the elbow. Presley's not the most durable guy either, and Karinchak is sort of the same guy as Edwin Diaz, practically without, with the big difference being that they actually haven't, named him the closer, which is an important detail for sure.
Ryan Presley,
but I'm pretty.
Ryan Presley interest you?
Yeah, he's on the list too.
Okay.
He's got some durability concerns like Yates, but he was healthy last year in the short season. There goes Trevor Rosenthal and Jansen ahead of me.
Right.
So clearly there's some disagreement about who the next tier of closers are or what order they go in. Which
would you touch
fine.
Craig
That's
Kimbrell?
why we play these games.
Would you touch Craig Kimbrell?
I am nowhere near Kimbrell this year. At least not here. Maybe 3 rounds from now.
Right. Okay.
Got a little pitcher run here.
Yeah. Does it pay to get a hitter and a pitcher, or are you going to go straight pitching?
I was thinking straight pitching here. There goes Yates. I've got Max Fried and Zach Wheeler in my queue, and Fried I think just went because he disappeared out of my queue.
You might be able to go closer starter here because get one of those guys.
Yeah, that might be the way to go. Correa.
Yeah, you'll get one of your closers.
Why did Fried fall out of my queue? I didn't.
Fried? Don't know. Well, he's in my queue.
Oh no! It flashed. It was Yates that came out of my queue.
Okay.
Jesus
Luzardo went, so you're gonna have your choice of
so
guys.
It's me. Yeah, so I'm going to take Karinchak for the closer.
Yeah.
And Fried for the starter.
Right.
So a pitcher turn.
Yep. No, I like that. You've built up some hitting there, and now you got a little good pitching. You've got Bauer, Lynn, Fried, and you got your set closer. So you're set here. And then you're pretty distributed position-wise, actually very well. You just need some corners, and there's a lot of good corners later. So I like the order. If you corners, you can wait a little bit this year. All right, Ian Anderson went, so there's a nice big pitching run. All right, Ruben, what are we looking at as we're getting close? Franmil Reyes, if he's there, obviously.
I say there's a sleeper pitcher that hasn't been taken yet, and that's the Nelson Lamet, and I really like that at this pick.
Ooh.
And then after that, you can take your Franmil Reyes.
Ooh, Lamet. Okay, yeah. We bought, actually in the league with you, Ray, we bought the Nelson Lamet there. A little bit expensive. But...
Yeah, talk about it some more, Ruben. You're the only... You might be the only injury analyst I've heard who actually has some confidence in Lamet this year.
Yeah, I don't see any issues. I mean, he didn't need quote unquote surgery. He had a PRP injection, which supposedly helped him, and he feels better. But that's not to say that after 50 innings he's going to break down again. So it's a matter of him building up his strength, and they're going to play him with kid gloves, make sure that he doesn't hurt himself again. But I think that they're deep enough in starting pitching. They can call up one of their young guys, and they can give Lamet a rest if they need to. So all you need really is to get like 140 innings out of Lamet to get the value anyway.
And you're getting him at a discount here for sure.
Yes.
I mean, the talent is round 5 talent. We're in round 10, right?
Yeah. And in a shallower league, you can take a little bit more of those gambles.
Sure. Sure.
Because the replacement level is much higher, so might be the right spot. And you would go with him first, Ruven? And
yes, you go with him first. All
right. Ryan Presley was just taken. He was the top of my queue. I would have maybe thought about him. All right. I guess we can go with Lamet. You want to try it now?
Yes, I go with Lamet here.
All right. Dinelson Lamet will be on our team. I'm gonna grab Franmil Reyes if he's available, and he might be. I think people are sleeping a little bit on Franmil. Let's see if Derek Carty is. What do you think Carty's taking here? He took Salvador Perez, the catcher. Interesting. Gary Sanchez, by the way, was just taken by Nando DeFino. All right, Moustakas is grabbed. Franmil Reyes is ours. That was really smart to take McNeil instead of Franmil. And again, folks, this is why you want to look at ADP, not as a be-all, end-all, but because his ADP was a lot lower, we were able to grab Franmil 2 rounds later and get another guy who would not have been available later. So that's how you use ADP, not who you should pick, but a little bit of a clue as to when. All right, so we got now Franmil. We have a nice base. Franmil Reyes, Pete Alonso, Betts, Machado. I like our power base, and Franmil's not an average drain by any means. He's an Adam Dunn in a good year type guy, as opposed to like Joey Gallo, who's an Adam Dunn in a bad year type guy. Charlie Morton just went. Ray, thoughts on Charlie Morton for this year?
I mean, that's a pretty good spot for him moving from Tampa to Atlanta. I like him. I'm a little worried. I get worried about the Braves aren't talked about as much as the Dodgers and the Rays and the Yankees for how they might manage pitching for the playoffs. But I'm a little worried that if the Braves take control of the East, and they've got a little more pressure than like the Dodgers do, but that Morton might be sort of somebody who gets preserved to have some bullets left for October. But otherwise, I fully believe in the skills and the stability he gives.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, coming up to you in a couple of picks. I think you got to go with some hitters now. You just had a good pitcher run. I think you're set for a little while. So what hitters are you going to take?
Yeah, like you said, there are some corners available here, which is good because I need them. This is always a checkpoint for me. I don't have a lot of hard and fast rules in my drafts, like we were saying earlier, but one checkpoint that I always like is in round 12. I like to be 8 hitters, 3 starters, and a closer. So I'm at 6-3-1 right now. So this is going to be 2 hitters to get me back to that spot. And so I'm up, and I've got 3 first basemen in my queue. I think the one I want the most is Dom Smith, which is actually another piece of first base outfield eligibility. And then on the third base queue, let's try Brian Hayes is near the top of the queue and a guy I really like.
You weren't interested in Paul Goldschmidt there?
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone already?
That's why he wasn't interested. He was round 7. He was gone.
That would have been a fantastic pickup.
Yes, it would. 2 questions. Are you at all worried about Dom Smith with the playing time because of no LDH?
I mean, he's going to lose some at-bats late in games for defensive purposes, I'm sure. I'm also only about, pick a number, 85% convinced there's going to be no DH. I wouldn't be surprised at a, day before opening day kind of reprieve on that. But yeah, it probably hurts Smith a little bit in terms of his, at-bats, leaving games. If you do the math on that, let's see if the Mets are going to win 90 games or have 90 leads after 6 and they, take him out, probably in a third of those games he will have just gotten an at-bat, so maybe he wouldn't have hit in the bottom of the 9th. It's probably back of the envelope 40 at-bats he's missing.
Yeah. Well, my queue is decimated. Verdugo, Colome, Laureano, Josh Bell, Gallo. A lot of my guys are taken here. I have Will Smith, the catcher. I know I don't like taking catchers early, but relative to where the other guys are going, I think Will Smith, a very good power play. A little bit worried about the at-bats. I think he gets hurt more than anybody else, by the way, because of no NLDH. Because his off days, which are going to be extensive, I think he's only going to play half the time. He's going to lose. Ruben, what do you got? Is Will Smith a good play here? I also am looking at Anthony Santander.
Yeah, I know you can go with Will Smith because after him and Yasmani Grandal is like a big drop-off, I think, for a catcher. So
yeah.
This is not a bad play here.
Well, Carty already picked a catcher, so we don't have to pick Will Smith. We'll get him on the way back. Santander, that's what I'm looking at for outfield. Interest you?
Yeah, either Santana or it's Tommy Pham, because Tommy Pham can steal some bases also.
All right, I like Santander better. I mean, he got a knife. He literally was stabbed, Tommy Pham, and he says he's 80%. But we'll take Will Smith, and I guarantee you Cardi is not taking double catcher. So we're going to have a really nice catcher. I think a nice discount compared to the rest here.
Okay.
Moustakas went. Yeah.
Another thing, because we have steals early, we don't have to reach for steals either, which is a big thing.
Yep. And Smith will get us a lot of power at catcher here. All right, let's go with Will Smith. Pablo Lopez was taken, and there we go. We're going to have to take some pitching on the way back because we've just had Reyes, Santander, Smith. So a nice base of power. Average is still on the lowish side. That's the only thing I worry about. Anytime you do a draft, there's always going to be one category that's not great. But I'd rather pound power, if any, because that's what's going to play. But we do need pitching, so let's think of pitchers along the way. All right, who are you looking at, Ray? I got Kyle Lewis, Ryan Mountcastle taken. Not a lot of pitchers taken. You're even as to what you think, so you can go either way, I think.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't. This is one spot where I don't have a preconceived notion about what I'm going to do. I could do. I think I know I'm going to do one pitcher. I might do two. There are some second closers I'm watching here. There's a couple of starters I like, especially a couple of the Marlins kids. Pablo Lopez and Sandy Alcantara are two of my favorites. If it's closer, there's Nick Anderson. There's the other Will Smith from the Braves. Rafael Montero in Seattle. You guys talked about Tommy Pham. That's a possible play here. Will Myers too. Ian Happ. So I've got a pretty big queue. We're going to see what happens in these four picks here. I think it'll be one pitcher for sure.
Well, Pablo Lopez is already off the board, so that's one off already. And there goes Sandy Alcantara, so that's two.
So much for my excitement about the Marlins. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I've got three starters already, so I'm probably going to let this starter go. Maybe I'll get the second closer here and throw a bat in with it. There goes Will Myers. So what were you saying about queues getting decimated? This is the downside of building a queue too early. You guys go off and do your picks, and I click on 10 names, and then magically 8 or 9 of them are gone by the time it's actually my pick.
Yeah. All right, Dylan Carlson went. Eric Hosmer, he was interesting at this point for run production.
Is this early for Marco Gonzalez?
No. He goes deep into games, gets you wins. Trey Mancini off the board. I wish him the best this year. All right, it'll be up to you in just a couple of seconds. And you're off. Yeah, a lot of choices. Rafael Montero went.
Yeah, so that was one of the closers I was talking about. I'm going to take Tommy Pham. You guys talked about him. He's an average, bit of a more average in steals play, but I sort of addressed the pure power, so I'll throw him in for a more well-rounded mix. And let's see, I'm going to try the other Will Smith as my second closer. So there we'll do Pham and Smith here.
There you go. Well, I was hoping Will Smith came to me because we have Will Smith the batter. And then we would have had Will Smith, the pitcher. I believe Ron Chandler took both of them in our labor league, by the way.
Did he? I ended up by my TGFBI. I got both of them. In fact, I did them on the same turn. So it was a Will Smith turn, just to corner the market on Will Smith.
I have them both in TGFBI also. Somehow I got them both also.
Ruben, any closers to look out for to snag here, or what are the starters we're looking at?
I think starters. Julio Urias is out there now. He's not necessarily going to be guaranteed a starting spot, but I think he's a guy that puts up big numbers. And I think, is Zach Wheeler still available?
No,
he's off.
No, he's not.
Round 10. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone already. Okay. See, I'm still doing paper and pen. Just because everyone's using a computer, I still use the paper and pen, so I may fall behind a little bit with this kind of stuff. But pitchers, Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber is very interesting, and I think he's a guy you can get.
Would you rather him or Urquidy?
I like Kluber better. Urquidy hasn't really pitched that many innings in his career. I know Kluber's coming off of an injury, but he seems healthy, and he's on the Yankees, so he'll get you a lot of wins.
All right. Well, we can go both of them, maybe. We'll see about that. All right. We'll take your Corey Kluber, and we'll try that, and then we'll try to snag that. Any other?
We can't take Corey.
Goodbye, Kluber. He's done. All right. So we need another player here in our fast. Who are you looking at? Any closers still on the board?
Closers. I mean, Devin Williams is not a closer, but his value is up there, and I like that a lot.
No. All right, let's take a look. It's going to be Urquidy for us here because that's whoever's left in my queue. Anybody else on the way back? Got to pick somebody. Soroka, is it too early for him?
No. Well, you can go with Frankie Montez. You can go with staying out in Oakland there, and he's